Pi Network holders are either about to get rich or lose 40% of their investment in the next 3 months, and I'm about to show you exactly which scenario is more likely based on 2 explosive articles that just dropped. Let's start with this fascinating article from CoinGate that reveals Pi Network's ambitious gaming strategy. Welcome back to Gold Rush Crypto Daily. I'm Gold Rush, and today we're diving headfirst into one of the most controversial projects in crypto right now. We've got 2 crucial pieces of information about Pi Network that paint completely different pictures of where this project is headed. One article talks about revolutionary gaming integration and a $100 million venture fund, while the other warns of a potential 40% price crash by August. Hit that like button and subscribe because this analysis could save or make you serious money. According to this article in CoinGate, Pi Network is making aggressive moves in the gaming sector. Let me read you exactly what's happening. Pi Network is expanding its footprint in the gaming market as the FruityPi game app integrates seamlessly with several Pi products. This integration would benefit the game developers by streamlining their access to Pi's infrastructure while capitalizing on the network's community strengths. This is actually brilliant strategically. Gaming has been the secret sauce for successful crypto projects. Look at Axie Infinity, the sandbox, what gaming integration has done for other networks. Pi finally making this move tells me they understand where real utility lies in this space. As you can see in this article, the Pi core team isn't randomly throwing gaming into their ecosystem. The article explains, the newly launched FruityPi game app serves as a prime example of this vision. Furthermore, the app integrates seamlessly with key products, including the Pi cryptocurrency, Pi wallet, and Pi network. This is exactly the ecosystem integration that separates successful projects from failures. They're connecting it to their wallet infrastructure, ad network, their entire ecosystem. That's how you build real utility and create sticky users who actually want to stay. Let me share something that got my attention from this article. Pi enthusiast Mr. Spock shared a live transaction of FruityPi on Pi Network's mainnet, revealing 3 critical aspects of where Pi Network stands. First, Mainnet utility in action. Users are actively spending and accepting Pi as a means of payment in apps, thereby signaling real adoption. We're not talking theoretical utility. We're talking actual people spending actual Pi tokens for actual services. That's real-world adoption. Second, decentralized pricing. Sellers are independently setting prices for goods and services, such as 0.1 Pi for a power-up, instead of adhering to a global consensus value. Users aren't waiting for centralized authority to tell them what Pi should be worth. They're setting their own prices. That's organic price discovery happening in real time. Third, decentralized governance. The Pi core team has no involvement in price enforcement. This leaves pricing decisions entirely in the hands of app developers and users. When you see the founding team stepping back and letting the market set prices organically, that's a strong signal they're serious about true decentralization. But here's the massive news that caught my attention. The Pi core team launched Pi Network Ventures, a $100 million venture capital fund. According to this CoinGate article, the fund is dedicated to supporting projects and startups focused on building decentralized applications on the Pi Network platform. $100 million. That's serious institutional-level funding for ecosystem development. When a project commits that kind of capital to building out their platform, they're thinking long-term and competing with major players. Now here's where things get concerning. According to the same CoinGate article, in the last 24 hours, 4 million Pi tokens deposits to exchanges have been registered following the recent unlock. This has further led to strong selling pressure on Pi coin price, dropping to the crucial support of 60 cents, losing which can take investors back to the April lows of 40 cents. 4 million tokens hitting exchanges in 24 hours. That's massive selling pressure. Popular analyst Dr. Altcoin warned of a Pi coin crash with brutal reasoning. The price of Pi will likely continue to decline until the end of August, after which it may slowly start to recover. I previously predicted it could drop to 40 cents, unless the Pi core team becomes transparent. That's the key issue here, leading us to our second article from FX Leaders that dives deep into why transparency is becoming a massive problem. This FX Leaders headline should make every Pi holder nervous. Pi Network price prediction, $62.80 support or 40 cents free fall? According to this analysis, leading crypto analyst Dr. Altcoin is warning of a potential drop to 40 cents by August, which would be 40% below today's price. A 40% drop. But here's the concerning part. Dr. Altcoin was actually a Pi network supporter in the past, but he's turned critical. His exact quote, "No one wants to put money into something where the founders won't be transparent." This sentiment is echoing across the crypto community, literally killing adoption and trust. Let me share shocking numbers from this FX Leaders article explaining why major exchanges refuse to list Pi network. Over 90 billion tokens are held by the Pi Foundation across more than 2,000 wallets, raising concerns about centralization. 90 billion tokens held by the foundation across 2,000 wallets. This centralized token distribution makes exchanges like Binance and Coinbase run in the opposite direction. The article confirms this has led to top exchanges, such as Binance and Coinbase, not listing Pi, thereby limiting liquidity. And the selling pressure gets worse. A flood of unlocked tokens, 272 million in June and 1.53 billion over the next year, is putting more selling pressure. 272 million tokens unlocking this month, over 1.5 billion tokens unlocking over the next 12 months. That's massive new supply hitting the market. Basic economics. When supply increases dramatically without corresponding demand increases, prices fall. Let's talk technical analysis because the charts tell a clear story. According to FX Leaders, on the 4-hour chart, PI/USDT is confined within a descending channel, characterized by lower highs and lower lows. The 50-period EMA at $72.25 has turned from support to resistance. When your exponential moving average flips from support to resistance, that's a classic bearish signal. What used to hold the price up is now acting as a ceiling keeping the price down. More bearish indicators, the MACD bearish crossover, where the MACD line dips below the signal line with deep red histograms, confirms the downside momentum. This tells you selling pressure is intensifying and the downtrend will likely continue. But there's potential hope. The recent low at $60.52 is a potential reversal zone. If Pi prints a bullish reversal pattern, such as a hammer or Morningstar, near this level, backed by MACD convergence, we could see a short-term bounce to $65.85 or even $70.54. However, the article emphasizes, wait for confirmation, a strong bullish candle near $60.52, rising volume, and MACD convergence, before going long. Without those signals, the technicals are bearish, and Dr. Altcoin's 40-cent warning is in play. Don't try to catch a falling knife. Wait for actual reversal confirmation, because without it, that 40-cent target becomes very realistic. Here's my honest assessment connecting these articles. Pi Network is making genuinely impressive moves, gaming integration with FruityPi, the $100 million venture fund, real utility on Mainnet. These show the project is building real infrastructure and creating real value. But you have massive red flags around transparency, centralization, and token distribution keeping institutional investors and major exchanges away. When Binance and Coinbase won't list your token, that's a massive barrier to mainstream adoption and liquidity. Pi Network has potential to be a legitimate player in crypto gaming, but they're sabotaging themselves with poor transparency and concerning tokenomics. The technology and ecosystem development are impressive, but business and governance practices are driving away the investors and partners they need to succeed. For current Pi holders, be extremely careful over the next few months. Technical analysis suggests we could see that 40-cent level Dr. Altcoin predicts, especially with all the token unlocks coming. If you're holding through this potential downturn, you better have strong conviction in the long-term vision and be prepared for serious volatility. If you're thinking about buying Pi Network, wait for clear reversal signals or possibly wait for that 40-cent level. That would represent a much better risk-reward entry point, especially if the project starts addressing transparency concerns. Pi Network represents both the promise and problems of the current crypto market. Great technology and ecosystem development, but hampered by poor governance and transparency issues. In crypto, technology alone isn't enough. You need trust, transparency, and proper tokenomics to succeed. Remember, this analysis is based on current market conditions, but crypto markets change rapidly. Always do your own research. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. And this content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. If you found this helpful, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for daily crypto insights. Drop a comment below. Are you bullish on the gaming developments or concerned about transparency issues? I read every comment. That wraps up today's analysis of Pi Network's gaming revolution versus its potential price freefall. In crypto, fortune favors the informed, so keep learning, keep researching, and keep watching Gold Rush Crypto Daily. Until next time, this has been Gold Rush, and I'll see you in the next video.